Let's do it to it, honey.
When they cut the umbilical cord, a villain was born. Nobody has ever reigned more terror before. And I'ma make it rain like Joe, like rain. 5 hoes in the pack, I might blow my brain. When they cut the umbilical cord, a villain was born. Nobody has ever reigned more terror before. And I'ma make it rain like Joe, like rain. 5 hoes in the pack, I might blow my brain. I'm feeling reborn, got horns coming out of my head like a unicorn. Flip the coin and let my fate form. Rebellion off the ketamine with Ellen DeGeneres. For the hell of it, an unintelligent degenerate. The masochist, the devil kissed my ass and shit. The past exists, free falling in the vast abyss. I catch assist, you maggots, you can catch this fist. I master this, Milwaukee sipper activist. I'ma go hop out the crib, drop off the grid, pop off the lid till they honor the
What's up, ladies and lads? I am keepstylinlady, or K's Lady for short, and our project for today's video is this bikini strawberry top, or strawberry bikini top. This is how it looks like. There you go. I'm not really sure who created this pattern. I just saw it on Pinterest and I was like, oh my god, this is so cute. I have to create this, and I decided to freehand it and add some details that I personally prefer. So this is kind of different from the one that I use as a reference. So I'm not really sure who the original creator is, but I'm gonna make sure that editor lady will put credits, or will give credits where credits is due. So I'm just gonna post it somewhere on the screen. This tutorial is gonna be simple, and before we start and before we proceed, I just want to promote my shop first. It is also called keepstylinlady. Please follow my Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook accounts. This strawberry bralette, as well as the other projects that I have uploaded in this channel, the Froky bucket hat for me and my pet, as well as the Nezuko bralette top. It will also be available there, as well as many other things that I have created or is planning to create. So make sure you check that out. And yeah, if you're planning to recreate this bralette, then please tag me on your Instagram posts, my day stories, or whatever, so I can interact with it and repost it. That is all, everyone. Let us now start with the tutorials. Let's start with the materials. For this project, I use Dapper Dreamer summer yarns, which are 100% cotton. Specifically, I use approximately 40 grams of pink sherbet yarn, 35 grams of strawberry yarn, 15 grams of apple green yarn, and 5 grams of ivory or white yarn. Next, I use 3.5mm hook, a darning needle, stitch marker, and a pair of scissors. To begin our project, we're going to do a slip knot. But first, measure the length from your lower chest up to the bud or nipple part. That will be the length of our foundation chain. For this project, which is a medium size, I chained until 6 cm, or basically chain 12. Once you got your preferred measurement, add another 2 chains. To officially start row 1, we're going to place double crochet on the 3rd stitch from the hook, then all the way across. The chain 2 that we skipped a while ago already counts as 1 double crochet. So just continue placing double crochet until we reach the end of the row. Once we reach the end of the row, we're going to have an increase. We're going to place a total of 5 double crochet on the last stitch. Once you're done, it should look like this.
And then we're going to proceed placing 1 double crochet all the way down. Once you finish the row, make sure to count the number of stitches to make sure that they are equal. Now, to start row 2, we're going to chain 2. Then turn, skip 1 stitch, then on the next stitch, we're going to put 1 double crochet until we reach the 3rd stitch of the 5 DC increase, or basically the middle stitch. Always remember that it is important to identify the middle stitch of your project, which in this case is the 3rd stitch of the 5 double crochet increase. So on that stitch, we're going to place 5 double crochet. So this continuous increase will elongate the shape of our bra cup, and we're going to increase on the same 3rd stitch for every row. So what I do so I won't get confused is I place a stitch marker on that 3rd stitch so I won't continuously find and or count where the middle stitch is located. However, this is just optional. So after the increase, double crochet all the way down. Always remember that you should always put double crochet on the last previous 2 chain because that already counts as a stitch.
Once you're done, start row 3 with chain 2. Since this already counts as DC number 1, skip 1 stitch so we won't create an unnecessary increase. Now, for rows 3 to 11, we're just gonna repeat the pattern of row 2. So DC across, 5 double crochet increase on middle stitch, then DC all the way down. Then start another row with chain 2. Keep doing these rows until your desired size and until it fits you perfectly. And I will meet you at my row 12. Once you finish your last increase row, which is row 11 for me, we're going to switch colors. This border is optional, but I thought it adds more character to the top and the contrast looks absolutely stunning for me. So to switch color, at the last double crochet, pull through on the first 2 loops, then with the remaining 2 loops on your hook, get your strawberry yarn, then pull through. After that, pull both tail ends tight. Chain 2, then turn because we're going to put half double crochet all the way around. Put 1 half double crochet until the very last row. Remember to tuck in the tail ends as you crochet. I still put the stitch marker on the very middle stitch because I'd like to be reminded where I'm going to put the strings later. Once you've reached the end of the row, chain 1, then cut off your yarn. And that concludes the bra cup pattern. Now do another one and repeat the exact same pattern until row 12, but do not cut off your yarn. I will meet you once you're done. Once you finish row 12, again, don't cut off the yarn because we're now going to connect both cups. So first, make sure that you're doing it from the back because this will hide the big bump of stitches, so ensure that you're working on the wrong side of the project. So put it up against each other, then on the last stitch of the bra cup onto the last stitch of the other, do a slip stitch. Then turn your project, then do a couple more of slip stitches. So in total, I did 4 slip stitches. So I just did 3 this time and I tried to look at it and I thought it's still a bit too low. So I decided to add 1 more. But it's really up to you how you want your bra cup to appear. If you want it too low, then you can just slip stitch few times. Then if you want it less revealing, then you can do a couple more of slip stitches. Then after the slip stitches, chain 1, then cut off the yarn. So here I am just weaving in the tail end. So just get your darning needle, insert your yarn there, and then just sew it in on the past stitches. This will further secure the tail ends. Let's now begin the ruffles part. So first, attach the pink yarn to the left side of the project. To attach the yarn, insert your hook on the corner, take your pink yarn, then yarn over and pull all the way through. After that, I tie the yarn to secure its attachment. Then I reinsert my hook on that same stitch, yarn over, pull through, then chain 2. So for row 1, what we're going to do is very simple. We're just going to place an increase by placing 2 double crochet on every stitches, or basically every spaces. After finishing row 1, let's now proceed to row 2. To start, chain 2. This time, we're going to do another increase by alternating 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet. Since chain 2 already counts as 1 double crochet, proceed to the next stitch with an increase. Then just keep alternating 1 DC and 2 DC until the very end of the row. Once you're done, for row number 3, just repeat the pattern for row 2. So basically, chain 2, turn your work, then alternate 1 double crochet and 2 double crochet until the very end of the row. And that concludes our ruffles part. Now it's time to do the border. So after finishing row 3, chain 1, then cut off your yarn. You can do more rows of ruffles if you want to, but I just prefer it that way. Now, get your strawberry yarn again, then on the left side of your project, where the bra cup ended and where the ruffle started, attach your yarn. Just like the last time, tie your yarn on the first stitch. Then, reinsert your hook on that same stitch, yarn over, then pull through, then chain 2. Now, for the borders, we're just going to place half double crochet all the way around, on every stitches on the bottom, then every stitches on the side.
Remember to put 3 double crochet on every corner or every turn. Once you reach the end part, chain 1, then cut off. And we are now done with the borders. Don't forget to wave the tail end so it won't get in the way of our strings part. To make the strings, locate the middle part of your bra cup, then attach your strawberry yarn. After that, tie it for security. Then, chain up to the length you prefer. I chained up to 18 inches, but you're free to add more or lessen it. But for reference, again, I chained up to 18 inches, but you can do 20 to 20 inches if you like. Once you're done, add another 2 chains. Then skip the 2 chains, then on the 3rd stitch from the hook, do a half double crochet all the way down. This string is just my preference. If you want to do another type of string, then feel free to do whatever you like. I decided to do a half double crochet on this to make it more thicker because my yarn is too small and a bit weak. But if you're using a more sturdy yarn, then you can just string and call it a day. Really, it's whatever you prefer. Once you reach the end, slip stitch on the middle stitch of the bra cup and make sure that your string is facing the right side when you attach it. And then after that, cut off your yarn. Do the exact same thing on the other bra cup. After that, we're going to do the waist strings. After you're done with the neck strings, let's now move on to the waist. Again, attach your yarn right where the bra cup ended or before the ruffles part. After tying and securing your yarn, I chained up to 25 inches. Now, I purposely made it longer because it will require more length. But then again, you are free to choose how long you want your strings to appear, but 25 inches fits me just fine. Once you're done, add another 2 chains. Then just like the first strings that we made, on the 3rd stitch from the hook, we are going to put half double crochet all the way across. After placing all of the half double crochet, slip stitch once you reach the end of the row, then chain 1 and then cut off your yarn. Now,
do the exact same thing on the other side. Ladies and gentlemen, we're officially starting the strawberry patch. So first, let us create a magic circle. Take your yarn and wrap it around your 2 fingers 2 times. Insert your hook on the first part and then yarn over and pull through the second part. And then create 2 chains. So this might be a struggle to some, so just take your time doing so. Now, for row number 1, we're just going to place 12 double crochet on our magic circle. After the 12 double crochet, pull the tail end so it will close the magic circle tight. And after that, we're gonna slip stitch on our first stitch. After slip stitching, let's start row 2. First, put half double crochet on the same stitch. Next, on the next one, we're going to have an increase by putting 4 double crochet. After that, we're going to have another increase on the next stitch by placing half double crochet and single crochet on that same stitch. And then single crochet on the next 2 rows. Now for the next stitch, another increase by putting 1 half double crochet, then 1 double crochet. After all of that, chain 1. So we just finished the first half of the strawberry shape. For the next half, we're literally doing all of that again but in reverse. So to start, do 1 double crochet and 1 half double crochet on the next stitch. Then single crochet 1 time on the next 2 stitches. After that, put 1 single crochet and 1 half double crochet on the next stitch. Next, put another increase on the next stitch by placing 4 double crochet. Then, on our very last stitch, put 1 half double crochet. And then after that, slip stitch on the center and then cut off your yarn. And this concludes the shape of our strawberry. So it looks a little bit like a heart shape. So that's how it's supposed to look like. forget to weave the tail ends for extra security. Let's now add the leaves. So take your green yarn, then locate the last double crochet that we did on the previous 4 DC. And on the 4th one, attach the green yarn by simply yarning over, then pulling through. After that, chain 1. So this leaves part is a series of slip stitch. So this chain 1 already counts as the first slip stitch. Next, slip stitch on the half double crochet stitch on its right. After that, slip stitch on the center area. Then chain 4. This is for the stem part of our strawberry. Now, we're going to slip stitch on the second stitch from the hook, then all the way down. And a little heads up, you're gonna hate slip stitching after all of this because I absolutely did. Once you're done on the stem part, slip stitch again in the center area to connect the stem. After that, slip stitch on the next half double crochet to its right, and then another slip stitch on the double crochet to its right as well. So that makes 6 slip stitches in total, 2 slip stitch on the left and right side and 2 at the center. Now we're going to chain 4. And then we're going to slip stitch on the lower loop of the recent slip stitch. So what I do, because it can get a little tight sometimes, so I take a smaller hook or anything that can insert in between to make it a little bit loose, and then I slip stitch on that space. So it can get really annoying at times, so just try to calm down. Now, chain 4 again, and then we're going to slip stitch onto the next slip stitch that we made on the left side. And then chain 4 again, and then we're going to slip stitch on the 2 slip stitches at the center. I feel like you already know where I'm going with this. Basically, we're gonna chain 4, then slip stitch on the 6 slip stitches that we made a while ago. So that's 2 on the left side that we just made, 2 at the center, and then 2 on the right side. So just keep repeating that pattern until you reach the last on the right side. For extra security, I slip stitch onto the next stitch, and then I chain 1, then cut off the yarn. Don't forget to weave the tail ends at the back part of our strawberry patch. And after that, that is the end of the leaves part of our strawberry. about to do the last part of the strawberries, which is the seeds part. So take your white yarn, then cut off a good length. Then insert your yarn onto your darning needle. And then let's just create a knot at the end. So what I do is I just wrap around the end of the yarn to the needle, then just drag it all the way down. So on this one, I made it a little too small, and if it's that small, then it will just pass through the strawberry because there's a lot of spaces in between the strawberry. So make sure that you will create it a little bit bigger. Okay, so now from the back, I insert my needle and then I just create a like vertical line or whatever, and then just do it back and forth all over again until I feel like I covered the strawberry enough. There's no like a pattern for this, it's just freestyle. You can add as many seeds as you like or just few or many, really it's up to you. And once I feel like it's enough, I turn my work and then I just weave the tail ends to the past stitches to further secure it, and then I cut off my yarn. And basically that's it. That's the end of the strawberry, and now we're gonna attach it. So as you can see, I made 6 strawberries in total and I already attached 4 of it to the bra cup. So to attach it, I just use the same strawberry yarn and then I create a knot at the end just like the seeds white yarn a while ago. Again, from the back, I just insert my needle and then I go back and forth until I feel like I have covered the edges enough and I feel like the strawberry is secured to the bra cup. By the way, the number of strawberries solely depend on what you prefer. I feel like 3 is enough and I feel like it's already cute, but if you want to add more or to decrease the number of it, then it's up to you. After I finish the edges of the strawberries, I turn my project and then I just weave this excess tail to secure it. And then I cut off the yarn. Then just attach the remaining strawberries, and after that, ladies and lads, we are officially done. Before this video officially ends, I would just like to give credit to Rafa Musa Designs of YouTube because it is her strawberry pattern that I followed for the strawberries on this bikini top. So make sure to check her YouTube channel and her videos. She also does crochet patterns and tutorials for free. And we're done. I hope that this video was clear and understandable, but if you have any more questions or clarifications, please comment them down below and I will try to answer it. And more importantly, if you have suggestions of what should I do next or any tutorials that you would like to learn next time, then comment them down also below so I can make a video out of it. Before we end this video, again, please support my shop. It is called keepstylinlady. Follow my Facebook, my TikTok, and my Instagram. Don't forget to like this video, check out the other tutorials on my channel, and don't forget to subscribe. I'll see you on my next videos. Bye-bye!